What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the left side of the map, playing as Odin. His name is Mr. Boat. In the right side of the map, in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is EricBR2. I will already be bringing something to your attention here. It is currently 2-1 for Eric in this best of 5 series on the map Competitive Mega Random, and the map has fish on it, but both players have opened hunting dogs. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Mr. Boat, he was not playing during the time when Competitive Mega Random happened, that Competitive Mega Random tournament happened. So this may be one of the first times he plays on Competitive Mega Random. Eric, as well, did not participate in the Competitive Mega Random tournament. So both players here are going to be very, very confused after they see the water up here. Well, Mr. Boat just misses it in the top corner there. The thing is, the map tells you that there is fish here. In the first 12 seconds, you will have access to the message, this map contains fish. In the, so you know. But I guess, when it all comes down to it, both players not going for fish here means it doesn't matter, as a Katoskopos is scouting, and the scout, he's almost seen fish again. We do see that Mr. Boat sees the fish in this middle of the map. We'll see if he's going to be making some sort of a change here, jump onto the fish, and look, up. Water has been spotted. Eric has spotted the water. Will he spot that there is a ton of fish there or not, is the big question here. As Mr. Boat's scouting around here, we'll see how things are going to go. This is very, very spicy. This is a situation we're not going to see ever again. This situation is very, very rare. Both players not realizing there's fish. Both players going hunting dogs opening here. And even scouting water in the corner here. Both players technically scouting this, but not realizing. Absolutely wild. Temple now coming up. Obviously, 3 fish here. Maybe you might think this isn't worth it to drop a dock. It's definitely worth it for Norse to drop the docks, because you can actually do like a 6 fishing ship opening here with 2 docks here and here. But I mean, in the corner of the map is where the shenanigans do actually occur. But luckily for both players, we get a fairly regular map. Maybe they both agreed to not go onto the water just for the hilarity of it all. But we'll see how things are going to go. The Ravens might get sent into the corner here to just check out what's going on. And Mr. Boat might then make the effort into just dropping a dock down. And we do see Eric spots the fish in the top corner of the map here. After all is said and done, as the Raven moving down, will we see Eric deciding to put everyone onto wood and go for some fish here after all is said and done? He's going up through Hermes. Wait. Oh, he's going for the centaur? Wait, what is he doing? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. The Raven moves over here. The Raven is going to spot the fish here for Mr. Boat. I'm very confused here. I'm very confused. This is I guess he's going for... Oh, he's going for the far second town center after the first centaur comes out, maybe. Maybe. But this is just going to mean that Mr. Boat can just send the Ulfsark down and start spamming fish here, because he sees that Eric is not on fish either. He's going to know. He exactly knows what Eric's doing and what situation he's in and how much of an advantage he's going to be able to get by putting a dock down. Now, Eric has spotted the water at the bottom. He knows that there's water everywhere, but the docks are coming up on both of these spots. But the fish comes in super late. But also, Eric is going for a second town center here. So technically speaking right now, Eric spends 700 resources to go for a second town center. Mr. Boat spends 120, 240 resources to go for 3 town centers. Plus wood gathers faster than food. So the fishing ships are technically a little bit cheaper than a villager. Plus the fishing ships gather faster than a villager on hunt. Maybe. Absolutely wild. House is going up. We'll see what Eric's plan is here as he throws the settlement up over there. He's not going for any craziness here. No crazy like all-ins on the water as the fishing ship are going to start coming out for Mr. Boat. He still hasn't thrown down any longhouses here, just making Herser at this point, leaving the Valkyrie in the main base. Town center coming up on this position. The town centers look like they're both in range of this water as well, which means that some sort of fast. The faster you get to the Mythic Age, the better, more you can abuse that kind of water here with the siege ships to take these town centers down, which makes this a really, really interesting map as well. As the fishing ship coming out from both sides. How many villages on wood right now, though, for Mr. Boat? He's got 8 villages on wood. So that's going to be basically constant production of fishing ships, but he also needs to build military buildings while he does all of this, as he's now throwing down the longhouse here. And I guess because Mr. Boat knows that Eric is on 2 town centers, or now he knows that Eric's on 2 town centers, he doesn't have to worry so much about kind of anything coming for him as the fishing ship's starting to come out in full force here. And that also being said, he also needs to get himself per scene. It's such a bizarre game. I don't know what to say about it, but it is absolutely bizarre. Still no military buildings down for Eric. Is he just going to go for the heroic age here? I don't know what he's doing. He's getting Centaur out. So he's going for Centaur. But technically speaking, Mr. Boat can just sit in his base because he's got hunt. Basically, he's got food to gather. So he can just sit in his base and make it work. As the Centaur going to be moving over here, there is a Valkyrie on this position as well. As the Herso can now kind of circle into the Centaur. As it's going to be pulling back. Some more fishing ships coming out here. And we'll see how it all works out as the Katoskopos does spot the dock over here. And he's going to be full panic mode. Let's take out Eric's perspective. Eric knows there's fish here. He knows there's fish here. But he's not putting a dock up. Will he make an effort into chucking a dock down perhaps and then trying to build some trireme on that position as another option to get a little bit of harass out? Right now, Mr. Boat is very, very far in front in terms of population here. He's got 13 fishing ships. His boom is very big as the military academy getting dropped for Eric. I do find it. I do think there's a big thing to be said about players who basically fully understand why they're doing something, if that makes any sense. So there's players who copy, and there's completely fine. Copying is great. Copying is great for learning, but there's also understanding why a player actually does what he's doing, and that really, really helps you get to the next level in this game. And I think maps like this and situations like this really are an instructive moment for in teaching a player that lesson. Because if you get these sorts of maps, a player who really understands like everything in Age of Mythology is going to know how to play this map without playing any games on this map. They're going to know exactly what they need to do. Even Mr. Boat right now, having worked this one out. But Eric here, he's just going for this second town center. He's going in with like a game plan that this is the strategy that he wanted to do rather than adapting to the map. And he's finding himself in a very difficult position because of it. And I think that he's going to learn from this situation right now, and he's going to be able to take that into the next 6 months of his Age of Mythology and really start maybe leveling up, I think. But we'll see how things go. He's still got an opportunity to win here. It's not like he's that far behind. 43 villages to 29. 17 fishing ships is a considerable amount per scene has come through. And Mr. Boat's going to be able to advance to the heroic age. He's already advancing to the heroic age now through Skadi. And he's going to be in a very, very strong position as now the dock going to be getting taken down. This is also very smart here from Eric, as some longboats are going to be able to pop out here very, very should pop out here very, very quick to try and hold on to this. As there's the upgrade there. More longboats getting trained out. Units coming over here. One thing that Mr. Boat can do in safety here is just garrison the fishing ships into the dock. And then he's at least going to be able to drop off the fish. Then he can rebuild the dock a little bit later. As now the Herser trying to fight this one off with the help of the longboat on the back here. Mr. Boat's got so many resources. He can just drop a market and go Mythic Age here if he wants. Which is probably the right play. As he does lose the dock and he's going to lose all of these fishing ships. This is a really big movement here from Eric. This is really smart. Exactly what he needed to do to kind of level the playing field here. I'd love to see him build some fishing ships out as well. Given he's on 52 villages, if he could just take this water for himself, build the fishing ships, he's going to have a decent economy going. And we see a hill fort coming up. Villagers moving up to this top gold mine over here. Do we see any market? No market just yet. So no attempt at a Mythic Age just yet. So the fishing ship's getting cleaned up. A nice play here from Eric. He's got good control of the map here. He is is he getting fishing ships? He's not getting fishing ships out, which I do think is a mistake here, because you could, arguably, you wouldn't have to build farms either. So this could basically be the resources he would have been putting into farms to get himself a bit more of an advantage in the game. As we see the Centaur moving across the map, looking for some raids here. The hill fort is up. The Centaur can just run straight past this hill fort, no problems. But the walls are up. They're not going to be able to get in onto this gold mine very easily at all. As now Mr. Boat is moving his villagers up to this position. And the Centaur checking it up. Maybe, does Eric know that there is... No, Eric doesn't know that anything's happening up here just yet. He does know that there's water up there, and he could make a prediction that there's going to be a handful of water in that spot. So Frost Giant going to be waiting here. Will he be able to get the Centaur? No, nope. Eric's going to be pulling back here. We do see the Herser able to snipe a Centaur there. It's a bit of a misclick from Eric onto the Arctic Wolf there. As the second Townsend are now coming up for Mr. Boat. Eric's plan here might be to just try and grab this forward Townsend, although it is dangerous because that allows Mr. Boat to just get full onto siege ships and control the map that way, control the town centers that way. Still no fishing ships out here from Eric is making me very upset. So Eric's ready to try and take this down. Mr. Boat here, does he have a market up yet? No market just yet, but he's got the units ready to build one. And the question is here, do you just go for Rag? I think he does. I think with the fishing ships at the top of the map, he can just go for a simple Ragnarok here and be very, very happy about it. Because he's got 13 fishing ships, 40 Rag heroes. It's going to be really tough for Eric to both hold the Rag push and then the follow-up is still very, very big as well. It's now Shaft Mine coming in, Plow coming in for Eric as well. As he is, I think he's just taken aback because it's just a different map. He hasn't played on it. He hasn't practiced on it, and he just cannot find the answer, as it were, in this map. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he's going to be able to make something happen after all is said and done. I think he's still in a decent position here. After all is said and done, he's managed to take down a lot of the fishing ships. 71 villages for Eric versus, if you do the quick math there, 58 villages for Mr. Boat. So technically speaking here, Eric is in front on the economy. Technically speaking. Though fishing ships with Perstein do gather faster and dwarves do gather faster as well, so you have to kind of take into account this isn't quite that. It's probably relatively close in terms of income. As the hoplites pulling back, we do see some Centaur have made it in onto this position here to start getting some raids. There's no units over here. Oh, there they are. Frost Giants are coming through. A couple of villages will be able to get sniped down as Eric does manage to get in here at this point, as the Frost Giant does kill one Centaur. And a bolt coming down onto said Frost Giant there as well. As now we see the units pushing in onto this position, utilizing the trireme on that shore there nicely. Well played. Going to force Mr. Boat back just a little bit there as the villagers coming through. The Ursa are going to be getting a good amount of damage. Eric not paying attention on this front here as the Centaur getting pushed back. This Centaur does get unfreeze, though he didn't actually manage to take that one out. So Eric's going to be able to continue to move around here and cause some problems on that location there as the units moving back over here as well. Eric does get up to the heroic gauge here through Apollo. Absolutely huge. He should be thinking about maybe casting Underworld, and he does click Underworld over here. Will we see a Frost getting used? And he does click it, but Eric isn't fast enough to jump back through that Underworld. Nice play here. Mr. Boat, he's still not going up, or he is going up now. He's going through tier. A little bit surprised to see tier. Would love to see a dock getting thrown up right now for Mr. Boat, getting the free... Oh, no. You'd have to delete this dock. Put a dock up here. Put a dock up here, have this one finish first, delete this dock, and you get your free Yormund Elva in this pond to help defend you while you take out the town center. The other thing here is that Mr. Boat can simply... Well, he had two options. He could have just shanked down the Underworld passage, or he can just leave. And it looks like he's going for the just leave option here. As this town center is now starting to get taken down. 2 Frost Giants plus the Herser and the Huskar are going to be able to take this down relatively fast. Throwing Axemen aren't the best unit to do this. And the thing is here, there's 13 Hoplites that can quickly take down Mr. Boat's town center on this side, but Eric isn't paying... I think he probably should have gone for that, taking this town center down on the back here. But he's not, as he's trying to come back and defend his hometown center here at this point as the villagers moving over onto this gold mine. The long trek here, and as the units are going to be coming through, Hera is on the way here for Eric. Tier is 80%. There is a big possibility for this town center to get a big spawn of wolves here to help Mr. Boat out with this push. As the Centaur Polemark are moving in, the town center at 200 HP here. And it's getting closer and closer to falling. Will he be able to take it down? And it looks like the town center will go down. Can he hit the Fiddler Winter? And he does get the wolf spawn here as well to help out even more as this town center on this position is going up. We'll see if Eric is going to be able to put some pressure over there. Meanwhile, the Underworld passage here getting cleaned up as well, preventing any sort of sneaky attack on that back location there. All of Eric's villagers on this position will be going down, and now now Mr. Boat can start thinking about taking this town center for himself as well. But Hera is on the way. The question is, where would he use the lightning storm? Because the army of Mr. Boat is spread thin at the moment all over the map, so there's not really an amazing usage of it. As the army going to be coming through here, checking out this town center, there are only a handful of units here for Mr. Boat. Eric's going to be clicking ceasefire, getting himself the town center back up. Unfortunately, he can't stop this town center during ceasefire, so he didn't quite manage to do both things that he wanted to there. But Eric's at 115 of 115 population, hits the mythic age there through Hera, and he'd be able to make those Medusa here if he really wants to. I think mass Medusa are actually much better than people give them credit for, especially against Norse, who have only got the ranged or the melee heroes in the Herser. You can keep them safe at range, and you can one-hit a bunch of those high-cost units or high-value units like Huskar or Frost Giants or everything else. As now Eric just retreats back, the town center will get back up. And it looks like the third town center coming up as well for Eric, as he's going to be having some difficulties here to fight this one off. As the army now coming through. And we're going to start seeing Mrboat coming in for Eric. This is kind of a difficult position to be in for Norse if the Mrboat can come out in any decent way, shape or form. As the lightning storm will come down, it's going to be cleaning up this army. You basically have to accept that lightning storm is going to be doing a ton of damage here. As the Medusa comes in. Oh, he misclicked the Medusa! That's sad. Looks like the Medusa will probably go down here to the... maybe with Bellerophon out, he might be able to keep it alive. Nope, Medusa goes down. But both the Frost Giants do fall. And I've said it already. I actually think that Eric is in a perfectly winnable position right here. He needs... Well, he's got 67 villagers. So he needs to manage that and get that back up to full villagers. And just get his upgrades and just sit back. He's against Odin, who's gone through tier. So it's not even a fire... He doesn't even have to worry about fire giants here. And he hasn't... And not only that, the gold is out basically here for Mr. Boat. Mr. Boat needs to move up here to grab this gold mine. So this is actually a really, really winnable position here. Both players are hurting in terms of economy here. We see the hill fort is up. Champion units are out for Mr. Boat. Mr. Boat grabbing some hunt up at this side here. Going to be getting those aurochs and everything else. There's no trade route started here for Mr. Boat at all. There's plenty of gold mines up at the top corner of the map, but nothing else remaining. As the Bellerophon raid starting. This is something I absolutely love to do with Zeus. You have to micro. Every 20 seconds, it's a villager kill, which is obviously less than your opponent can train, but it's still like, think about 20 seconds, 50 food every 20 seconds. That's a big deal. Not only that, you can probably pick off more than that as he comes back in with the Bellerophon. The only counter to Bellerophon, really, as we see a dwarf kill there, is to send your raiding cavalry after him. 6 speed versus 6 speed. It's the only real way. Or getting Thundering Hooves is going to be the better counter there as well. So you do see some cheeky raids coming in over here as Mr. Boat has to retreat back. Potentially Eric can also push up here and take this dock down while he's got his hoplites up there as well. I think Mr. Boat's got a plan here to get onto this water as well. He's got Yormid Elvers he can build. He's got the siege ships as well. It's going to be a really important thing. We'll see if either player is going to realize how important those ponds are in this map. As Bellerophon does end up going down. The village is finishing up on that gold mine there. And this is scary for Mr. Boat. He's got plenty of resources in the bank though. 900 gold in the bank. He's starting a market on this point here. He needs to be careful not to go too close to the dock or to the water here because there could be some siege coming in a little bit later. Potentially 2 markets going to be astray. Like, yeah, one here is maybe far enough away and then one on the corner. As the army's starting to move up to the top side of the map, Eric going to be moving over here to try and defend that as well as the hoplites come in to try and snipe down a market over here. Eric has also started his own trade route on this point in the top side of the map. As the villager gets cut off there, we see some raids coming in to hit this top gold mine. This is scary. Well, I mean, Eric's got a gold mine over here. So while you don't want to lose the villagers, Eric's going to be retreating away. He does have a gold mine over here, so he can just give up the top position for a little bit here until his army gets up there. As the dwarves making their way over here, going to be grabbing this gold mine. Where's the army? The army very slowly behind here, looking to push forward while this is all going on. The hoplites going after this location here. The raiding cavalry Jarls moving forward here as well. As Mr. Boat realizes he needs to take and secure this position here. The village is going to sneak through this wall here and keep himself alive for a little bit. Bellerophon back in onto this position to cause some problems. The hill fort does get taken down, and the hoplites are going to probably start targeting down this town center. Fortified town centers. Masons coming through for Mr. Boat as all of the chaos is mounting. These villagers getting chased down over here as well. There's not really anywhere else for them to go as a hill fort gets thrown up there. A handful of units going to come back in for Mr. Boat to hold this position. Where are the throwing axemen? There's a couple of raids coming in onto this position, looking at taking out the market over here as well. Economic upgrades or armory upgrades, full bronze for Mr. Boat to no upgrades for Eric. Eric's got a mountain to climb in terms of catching up here in terms of unit effectiveness, but he is Zeus and he does have the stronger late game here if he can get to full iron in this position. It's now the hoplites, Mrboat taking down the raiding cavalry and everything else there. Villagers trying to move back onto this. He's got a gold mine here. Just click here. This one. These villagers are all going to be getting taken down. It is a big hit to the economy here. Eric does have 4 or 5 buildings worth of production that he can just get those villagers back in. So it's not going to be, it's really not that big of a deal, but it does slow that problem solving. It does slow Eric getting his armory upgrades back up to catch up in this game by taking all these down. We finally see Forest Fire getting used. Just hold it. Just hold it. Gonna open this position up for Eric to put a really nice market in the corner though. Is the army going to be pushing through here? Toxody's doing some good damage, but Champion Cavalry is through here for Mr. Boat as he's pushing in. Meanwhile, on this position over here, we do have the Ballaster coming in. The fortress will be going down. Ballaster do not have engineers just yet. I do not believe that burning pitch gives 1 crush damage. So basically 3 extra damage per second on the baluster there. Still just a decent amount of extra damage per second, I guess. There's now the town center over here going down. Eric's at 110 of 160 population. As the hill fort will be getting deleted here. Not deleted, attacked, getting saved, getting built. That's what I meant to say. Too many casts today. My brain is going crazy. As the baluster now able to start sieging down the fortified town center. I would love to see some walls here. Like right now, before the hill fort finishes, you just build the wall around this position to keep the baluster nice and safe. Meanwhile, units coming up here. We're going to put some pressure onto the gold. Mrboat has already started a trade route here, so it's really not that big of a deal if he loses the gold at this point. Some units coming through. The double hill fort here should be enough to kind of protect these units, especially with the throwing axemen to take down the infantry that are there. We do see Bellerophon coming out to get involved, but the town center does fall there as Eric is still trying to get up to population. He still hasn't managed to get himself any armory upgrades in this game. And in the end there, Eric does have to tap out. Mrboat manages to pull it through here after an incredibly chaotic game. It does make for an interesting question. Now, hear me out here. What would Age of Mythology look like if docks were locked behind the classical age? An interesting question. It would definitely change the decision-making necessary on water maps. Maybe for a good thing, maybe for a bad thing. I don't know. It would be interesting, though, because that's what we saw here. We saw what would happen if fishing ships or docks were unlocked until the classical or locked until the classical age. We have evidence of what it looks like. Really interesting game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.